What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Go ahead and grab a seat. Well, first, grab you some snacks, grab your drink, make sure you got everything so that you can be comfortable, because today we're going to talk a little bit about college. Hey y'all, what's up? So first, we're going to just kind of talk about my college experience a little bit, and I want to kind of share my testimony of how I got where I am now, compared to where I used to be. So just to jump right on into it, let's start with freshman year, of course. So my freshman year started August of 2013, and like I said in my last video, I went to the University of West Georgia. And so when I got there, I was in a relationship. I had been with this guy for about 2, maybe 3 years, and we were off and on, and we were really wishy-washy. We had a lot of issues and stuff like that. And I went to college in this relationship. That relationship was very unhealthy, and it went on for so long. It was like all I knew. And me, I love hard, and I commit myself. I just felt like I couldn't separate myself from him in the sense of being my own person. Like, I didn't like being alone. I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want us to be apart. I didn't want to leave, especially because I didn't trust him all the way. So if you're in a relationship and you can't trust the person, especially after 2 or 3 years, there needs to be some reevaluating. Like, we need to have a sit down and say, okay, what is it that we're not trusting? Is this gonna change? Like, it's either a do or don't thing. Like, if you're going to say you trust somebody, like, you need to do that. Trust them, and if they break that trust, then you go from there. And you shouldn't be tied down to this person, and you need to live your life, be free, and enjoy life, for yourself. Get to know yourself before you try to, pull somebody else in and be like, okay, this is my responsibility as well. Like, no, you are your only responsibility unless you have children. If you don't have children, you are your only responsibility. You are your only thing that you need to be worrying about, especially being in college. Back to the story. So, being in college, I wasn't prepared to be away from this relationship. I didn't trust him. I didn't want us to be apart, because I felt like if I wasn't around him and I couldn't watch what he was doing, then, I was most likely getting cheated on. I was most likely getting disregarded. My feelings didn't, and so that was something that kind of pushed me into depression as I, watched my parents and my grandparents and my godparents leave my first day. I cried when they left me because I did not want to be there by myself. I didn't want to be that far away. It was only 2 hours away from home, but still, I, had never been that far away on my own from any of my family. So I didn't like it, and I didn't want to do it, but I did. I was really depressed. I was really sad. I didn't go to class most of the time. When I did go to class, I just sat there. I would take notes and stuff, but it wouldn't really sink in. I would just talk maybe, or I would just stay to myself and put my headphones in. So I didn't, do my best in my classes and stuff like that. I didn't care anymore. I didn't care about anything. I didn't care about school. I just cared about kind of being away, being able to do my own thing, and being able to be free and do whatever I wanted to do. So I did that. I was so angry at myself. I was ashamed. I was embarrassed because I came out this semester with a 1.6 GPA, y'all. A 1.6. And I have always been a straight A student, AB student, 3 point whatever GPA, like honors classes, AP classes, and stuff like that. So I knew it wasn't because I didn't know the material. I knew it was because I let so much get in the way, and I let so much distract me And I let so much define who I was and what I was there for. And don't. Like, no. When you go to college, you are there for yourself, for your future, family's future, whatever you want to look at is for you. And it's for what you want and what you want to do. And so I didn't see that. I didn't look at that. I didn't view that as why I was at college. I'm thinking, you know, at the time I went to college because it was the thing to do. I went to college because it was the next step. I went to college just because I wanted to go, and it was just expected. And I think that if you're gonna go to college, go because it's what you want to do. Go because it's what you need for yourself. Because baby, them student loans I got, they ain't worth it. If you don't want to go to college, don't go to college. Like, I don't think that college is for everybody. I don't think college is, you know, absolutely necessary for every single person. Like, what God has for you is for you, and what God has for me is for me. Like, nobody can tell you what your future is supposed to be. You can't even tell you what your future is supposed to be, because only God knows the plans that he has for you. Like, nobody else knows that. Don't go to college and it's not what you are supposed to be doing. That was my rant for a second. But so I let so much distract me and get in the way, especially that boy. And when I went back home for Christmas, I ended up at his house, and I ended up, you know, just being over there and again doing things that married couples should do. I want y'all to understand that this is not how it should be. This is not, like, you do not deserve the things that I went through, and you don't deserve, there is nothing that you deserve that causes pain. Nobody deserves anything painful. Nobody deserves to be in a relationship that is abusive, that is hurtful, that is aggressive in the wrong way, and it's like there's no care, there's no love. Like, nobody deserves that. And that's what this relationship was. So I decided that I was going to clean up the house and make it look like he did it, let him say he did it or whatever, so that his mom would be happy and all this kind of stuff. I began to think about everything that was going on. Like, I'm failing. I'm about to get kicked out of school. I'm about to, you know, I'm on academic probation. My family is going to be angry. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. I'm angry at myself. Like, I'm disappointed and all this kind of stuff. Plus, there's stuff going on at home, like all those issues that are going on. And then on top of that, this stuff is going on, like in my relationship and everything like that. So I was completely and utterly just depressed, and I was like, you know what? I can't break up with him and be content on my own. I can't leave my house because I don't have, you know, the means to do so. And the semester's already over, so I can't change those grades. And I don't know how I'm going to get my GPA back up because it's so low. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. And my faith level was just so low, y'all. Faith was on 0, maybe half. Like, my faith was so low. And eventually I was just like, I don't want to be here anymore. And so I decided to pour all the bleach in the bathtub. I decided to drink some of it. I decided to pour it in the sinks and whatever, and just lock myself in the bathroom. This was my first and last attempt, you know, at suicide and to try to kill myself. And in all this, I text one of my friends. I talked to her and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to go through this anymore. I can't do it because this is just too stressful, too much, and I got so much to deal with. I'm just done. I don't want to be here anymore. And so she's like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? I was like, I just don't want to be here anymore. I love you. And it was just like that, basically. And so then I just stopped texting her, and she ended up calling me. She kept calling me. And then she stopped calling me, and my ex started calling me. And so I'm like, okay, she done told him, because he's not about to call me, you know, in the middle of work, especially after we just had this argument. he was calling me and calling me and calling me. I picked up and he's like, Alicia, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing. You know, I'm not telling him anything, and I'm just like, nothing. I'm just here by myself. I ain't doing nothing. And so then I hung up on him, or we ended up hanging up or something like that. And he tried to call me back. He kept calling me and calling me and calling me. She started calling me again and calling me and calling me. And then his mom started calling me and stuff like that. And so I didn't want to answer her call and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, all these people know, or, you know, that all three of them know and stuff like that. I'm guessing she didn't call my parents or grandparents just because, you know, she knew how strict they were, and she didn't want me to get into even more trouble, or she didn't want me to get into any trouble or whatever. And so she didn't call my parents or anything, but his mom ended up calling my grandparents, who then called my dad. And so then his mom came home and she was like, hey, what's going on? And eventually she was like, well, let's go talk to my psychiatrist, my psychologist, whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't think to put two and two together. Like, why was she taking to a psychiatrist or psychologist and I just drank bleach? Like, that doesn't make sense. So she really took me to an ER where, you know, they kind of not kind of, but they took me in immediately, and, you know, I got not put on lockdown, but kind of put on lockdown. I couldn't leave the room. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't have visitors and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, and so eventually, I guess the psychiatrist or psychologist that was there kind of saw that I was pretty much okay, and they let my dad spend the night with me. But other than that, I was like, they were like, you might be going to the mental health facility because we don't have room here. And if I got, you know, let in there in the first like week or so, you can't have any visitors, you don't do anything, you get put in this room where it's like just padding and maybe a bed and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, no, Lord, like, please don't let me get, you know, taken there, because I didn't want to go there. But eventually they were like, if you can show us that you're calm and that you're not going to hurt yourself again, then you may not have to go over there. So you talking about somebody who calmed down so quick. Like, I calmed down quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like, I wasn't doing nothing. If I had to cry, I was sobbing so low. Like, I was not hurt, like, nothing. So that was like a really traumatic and big event that happened, you know, my first semester at college. So then when I got back to school, at that point I was like, all right, it's time to get it together, and I have to do what I need to do to get back on track, get where I need to go. And so I started to set goals, and I started meeting up with people and trying to find organizations that would, you know, encourage me to meet those goals. And so that's my next tip. Like, set goals for yourself that, you know, are attainable, or even the ones that aren't quite attainable, they're like long-term goals that you have to work up to. Set goals for yourself that, you know, you want to meet, and have that idea of where you want to be, and don't let anything stop you from, you know, doing that. Like, once you set those goals, go get it and be after it, because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And, you know, you're going to get through it. You're going to make it. It's going to be okay. And I don't want to say that, you know, lightly, to be like, suck it up or anything, because no, like, I know depression is real, and I know that, you know, it can really be hard to come out of that kind of stuff sometimes. So, like, beyond that, just, you know, try to set goals and encourage yourself to be like, okay, girl, okay, man, you got this. Like, it's going to be okay. You're going to make it. You're going to see a better day. And then get involved with some people who are like-minded. Like, get involved with people who are, you know, moving in the same direction as you. Those people who want to get good grades. Those people who want a career, who want a family, who want to follow God, most importantly, and who want you to follow God, and who encourage you to follow God and do what's best for you. Just, you know, find those people, get with them, stick with them, and, you know, that would be a big help in your college and Christian walk. Like, having people to go through it with you, and to talk to when you need to talk, and to, you know, just have your back whenever you need them. You know what I'm saying? And you've prayed, and of course some people pray and they don't get a response right away, so it's like we need that ear, or that audible voice that's like, okay, you can do it, you can get through it, let's make out a plan, let's do this and that. So definitely find some people who are like-minded and who can encourage you to be a better you, just like you would do for yourself. And so yeah, so I found some groups, and I got into my gospel choir. Shout out to UVGC. Hey y'all. And I got involved in Team Jesus Ministries, which was like a Bible study church type organization on campus on every Wednesday. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Team Jesus. Yeah, so I got involved, and I did things that, you know, I felt like were for me. Like, I sing, so sorry y'all, but I sing, so I got involved with the gospel choir, and in Team Jesus I got involved with the praise team, and, you know, the music department and everything like that. And I started getting busy, and, you know, and being busy, I didn't have time to think about all the bad stuff, and I didn't have time to think about the stresses and the struggles and stuff that I had already gone through, because one, they were in the past, and two, I had other things that were good for me that took up my time. So get involved with some stuff that will take your mind off of all the bad, you know, stuff that makes you happy, stuff that makes you, you know, inspired and to do better and everything like that. So fall of 2014, when I was going into my sophomore year, like, I had met some friends and got to know some people and everything like that in my second semester of my freshman year. And those people like really encouraged me and built me up and everything like that. And so there was this guy that I kind of started feeling and stuff like that, you know. And so we would, like, I don't know, I feel like I would be like really shy around him, and I would start blushing and stuff like that. And I think I'm blushing right now, but anyway. And so, you know, it was this guy that I started feeling, and I started getting a crush on and whatnot. And we became really good friends. We became close and everything like that. Oh, y'all, my hair just sticking up. But we became really close and stuff like that. And so it was kind of weird and stuff. But we started hanging out. We were going to the gym, you know, and our other friend was coming with us. And so it wasn't too weird. So eventually, January 10th, 2015, I started dating the love of my life. I'm so corny, y'all. But yeah, so I started dating my boyfriend who I'm with now. And it's been so great, y'all. Like, the first thing he said, like, when we got together was, God has to be the center. If God is not the center, then we can't be together. Y'all, get you a godly man, okay? Get you a godly man. Get you a man that knows who he is in God and knows his place in reference to God. Like, you want somebody who encourages you to follow God with everything that you do and everything in your being. Like, even to this day, I'll make a decision and he'll be like, okay, well, what did God say about that? And I'll be like, okay, I didn't ask him yet. And I'll go to God, and God will be like, heck to the no. And I'll be like, well, dang, because if I didn't go to God, I would have done that and I'd have been messed up. So get you somebody who is like, you know, gonna push you and encourage you. And above all, get somebody who is like-minded, because if somebody is saying, oh, I don't care about that test, I'll do that test later, or I'll study for that test later, you know, and then the day of the test they're like, oh crap, I didn't study, well, I'm gonna just go in here and wing it, and oh, I failed it, but it's okay, I'll just do better on the next one. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna say, oh, it's okay, you don't have to study right now, we should do this instead, we should do that instead, you'll be okay, yo, don't worry about it, you can study tomorrow. And then when tomorrow comes, you can study tomorrow. Well, the test is tomorrow. Oh, okay, well, just study for a little bit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they aren't pushing you to do your best, and they aren't encouraging you to do the things that will help you in the end and that will be the best for you. Like, you want people who will encourage you and who will push you to do what is best for you in every area of your life. Like, even in exercising and stuff like that, y'all, I'm trying to work on losing weight and stuff like that. If you want me to make videos about my fitness journey, and I guess I could start vlogging that kind of stuff, but if you want that, put some thumbs up, like the video, comment down below that you want me to show you all my fitness journey. Yeah, tell me if y'all want to see that. But still, he encourages me so much. Like, he's like, you know, you need to work out, girl. Not saying that I'm fat, you know, whatever, but I'll tell him like, oh my god, I'm so fat, I don't like this part of myself, I don't like that, because at the end of the day, you need to be comfortable in your own skin. So he'll always be like, babe, you're fine exactly how you are, you know, don't worry about it. And I'm like, no, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want, you know, this extra flab. I don't want these love handles and stuff like that. I don't want to have to crop my video to where they don't see all this extra fat on me, like, you know what I'm saying? So he'll be like, okay, well, if that's what your goal is, then you need to come work out with me. If that's what your goal is, you need to make sure you get to the gym this day and that day, and we need to do this exercise and that exercise. So he's so encouraging, and he's just so, yes, like, you want somebody who is going to be a help and who's going to benefit you. Like, get somebody who's going to benefit you. You don't want nobody who's going to be pushing you or pushing against you and, you know, stuff like that. So long story short, if you're looking for somebody, or if you're going to get in a relationship in college, make sure it's one that benefits you and the other person. Like, you want to be a benefit to the person too. If y'all aren't on the same level, or, you know, trying to grow from y'all's levels, then that's not it. Something needs to switch up in that and change up. But yeah, so that was such a blessing, you know. My end of my sophomore year, going to my junior year, I met the love of my life, and I met my boo, and it's been great. And beyond that, like, I feel like now I can look back at my old relationship and be like, you know what, thank you, because one, you taught me how to love myself, and you taught me what I can and can't tolerate. You taught me how I should realize, you know, what are some things that I will not tolerate, what are some things that I will tolerate, and how to communicate that with a person. Because in that relationship, it was like I was afraid to communicate because I didn't want to argue, I didn't want to fight, and I didn't want us to break up. Whereas in this relationship, if there's something that I'm not okay with, I can freely express that, and he's like, okay, well, let's sit down and let's talk about it so we can work through it and, you know, make it on to the next journey. Because no relationship is perfect, or at least mine is not perfect, in the sense that we don't fuss and fight. But sometimes we do fuss and fight, but in those fussing moments and in those fighting moments, we always come out with a win. Like, okay, I definitely understand where you're coming from, you understand where I'm coming from, this is how we'll work on it. Now let's come together, and we're going to be better, and we're going to be a better couple than we were yesterday or the day before. So definitely just get with somebody who's going to benefit you, basically, is what I'm saying. Yes, so after that, junior year actually came around, and I joined another organization, Phi Sigma Pi National Honor Fraternity. Shout out to y'all, love y'all. But yeah, so I joined them, and I became the president of my chapter the semester after I joined, and it was just a great experience. Like, I got so close to, you know, those few or whatever, because in my class there was 19, and, you know, we weren't all able to hang out, you know, and get really, really close, because, you know, that's a lot of different schedules to work with. But those few that, you know, I was able to make that bond with, and, you know, find those similarities with and stuff like that, we're still close to this day. Like, one of them just texted me the other day asking me if I was going to homecoming, and, you know, talking about meeting up. And so even outside of college, even outside of school and outside of the organization, we're still cool, and we still hang out, and we still get together. For us to be able to get together and do those kind of things even after college, it's like those friendships will be there, you know, forever and stuff like that. And so my biggest thing is to definitely find some people who will hold you down and who you can hold down and be there for. So yeah, that was junior year. Oh, and beyond that, I was able to learn leadership skills and communication skills and all that kind of stuff. And because being a president of an organization, oh my God, like, it's hard work. But I got through it, and you know, I thank God for the skills that I've learned from it, and I thank God for the people I've gotten from it and stuff like that. So yeah. And back to where I said set goals. One of my goals that I had set for myself was to get a 3.0 GPA by the time I graduated. Y'all, I reached a 3.0 by the fall semester of my junior year. And that's how I was able to get into this National Honor Fraternity, because you have to have a 3.0 in order to get into it. So you talking about somebody who's proud of herself? I'm so proud of myself. And that's one of the things I want y'all to get from this. Like, as long as you are making yourself proud, that's all that matters. Like, you need to be making yourself proud. You need to be making God proud, because at the end of the day, those are the two people who are going to get you into heaven or hell. And those are the two people who are going to be living with whatever you decide. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what you need to be considering. And then, so senior year, I was president, I was doing UVGC, and I was doing Team Jesus, and I was having the time of my life, y'all. Like, what? And I graduated on time. Like, definitely don't be worried if you don't graduate in 4 years. That's okay. That is a stereotype. That's a myth, whatever you want to call it. You do not have to be out of there in 4 years. Like, you don't have to graduate in 4 years. You can go ahead and use that 5th year. Be proud, because in the end, you are all that matters. You are all that matters in everything that you're doing. So yeah, senior year goes by. I graduated, y'all. I'm out of there. I ain't going back. Well, I'm lying, because I'm already in my master's. But after I get my master's, I ain't going back. I'm done at the master's, y'all, because But I just thank God. Y'all, I thank God for where I come from and where I am now. Because if I had not gone through all of that, I would not be where I am. I would not understand the true meaning of struggle in order to appreciate the true meaning of being victorious and being prosperous and being successful. Like the things I said in my first video, like, I am a living witness of those things. And so it's like, I would not be where I am if it was not for God, and if it was not for my relationship with Him, those people who encouraged me to, you know, get to know Him better. Like, y'all, God is so good. God is so good. The main thing I want y'all to take from this is, you decide your worth. God made you for a reason. He made you in His image. He loves us so much that He sent His only Son to die for us. I ain't killing my kid for you. I am not killing nobody for you. Like, I wouldn't do it. I'm sure you wouldn't do it. Like, no, I wouldn't. And if I was to make something in my own image now, like, it would be the bomb.com. It would be the best thing ever. It would be, what? I would love that thing to death. So, or to life. So just think about that. Like, God made us in His image, and I'm sure God has so much self-confidence, because He knows He's the junk, and He knows that He is awesome. So He made something awesome. You, me, us, we are awesome. We're awesome people. We're wonderful. We're amazing. So in all of that, I'm sorry y'all talk so much, but yes, that is my college testimony, as well as a few tips on how to get through college in general. You know, of course, as a Christian, but in general, those tips go for everybody. Yes, so the main thing I want y'all to remember is that I love you, God loves you, you are loved, beautiful people, you are loved. And I'll see you all in next week's video.